Experts have raised an alarm over what they described as the continuous disappearing of positive family values, social norms, and cultures in the society. Speaking at the opening ceremony of the NASFAT 25th Women's Week anniversary, the National Women Affairs Secretary of NASFAT, Alhaja Ganiyat Omowumi Babalola, explained the importance of the theme of the event.
Our youth and children, they are the present and the future of this nation. As such, whatever concerns them, we cannot handle it with levity. That is where we are dedicated today to our children. We are seated here this morning to deliberate on the way forward, to the things that can make their lives worthwhile. What are the challenges we are facing? And we have gone a step further by inviting our sisters in the Christendom so that we rub our minds together. We are going to be talking about religious perspective of women's economic participation and social responsibility. We will have the panelist discussion. I want us to pay attention to what we are going to be discussing here this morning. Always have it in mind that our youth and children are very, very important to us. To our youth, the mistakes some of us made in the past, I wouldn't want you to make the mistake.
The theme of the event was tagged Women Connect with the children, youth, and the interfaith sisters. One after the other, speakers reinforced that the statutory, social, and traditional role of the mothers revolved around molding and shaping the lives and future of their children through responsive and responsible parenting. They said it was time for the conscious mothers to rise up to the important occasion of their social and traditional duties, thereby fulfilling their defined and traditional roles in promoting a healthy society. The lead speaker, Barrister Mariam Tauba, said the increasing cases of criminality such as kidnapping for ransom, organ harvesting, human trafficking, cybercrime, and armed robbery, among others, were partly because the parents, especially the mothers, have lost their focus and priority.
It starts from the home. That's the reality. Every other institution, like the schools, like the religious institution, in our case, the mosque, the imams during sermons of Juma, during a salatu like this, the sermons they give, every other thing is secondary. What other things we expose them to reading and everything is secondary. But we as a woman, this goes into the first thing I had said about how much are we investing in our self-development as women? How invested are we? How conscious are we of our own self-development? Because these are the things that we would use to train the children so they don't fall into following their peers or peer pressure or this rampant case of adolescent teenage marriage or teenage pregnancies and all of that.
In their submissions, representatives from the Christian faith who were invited to the occasion admonished that in the quest to escape the fang of poverty and hunger, parents, especially mothers, must resist the urge to become derelict in their statutory duties of providing guidance.
As you are talking, I am listening and I am watching. I read body languages a lot. You don't need to talk before I know that this woman don't like me or this man don't like me. Or my presence is a threat. The way I am now, I am already a threat to so many people. So I have looked at when the things are being said, I listen. If a particular thing has been repeated 3 times, I know it is already a vice, and I need to work on it. My weaknesses have always been my strength. I use my weaknesses to build my strength. So
Young professionals on the panel section, including the National Youth Amira, who doubles as an SDG advocate, Umukeira Adeleke Lawal, and Zainab Aderomu, a global youth ambassador and a Nigerian business journalist, all attested to the plethora of distractions and predatory social influences their folks are subjected due to peer pressure and societal preferences. They, however, urged their folks to shrug off the distractions and focus on what is the most important in life.
So I must say it has been an overwhelming and interesting one so far. This is the third of its kind. We've had two previous edition, and this year we just made it more unique by adding the younger generation, which is the children, and our fellow non-Muslim member. So we basically spoke about empowering women as regards having their own voice when it comes to global development. Alhamdulillah, it was worthwhile. We had panelist section, and we also had a team speaker who did well justice to the topic. We also had a time to do a bonding time for people to network, where we have the young minds, network with the women and also the children, having an opportunity to also learn from all these activities. It's the entirety of the Muslim Ummah would definitely know the impact of Nasrullah al-Fatih generally. Then the youth, for every society, the youth should not be underestimated, because this is what we call sustainability. And at the youth level, there's a lot we are doing, even for the global space. We are into SDGs. We have the NASFAT Youth Up. We are also ensuring that we are training our youth in line with the NASFAT Youth Agenda, which is the lead. That is leadership, empowerment and education, agents of change, and also dawah. So these are the four things that the youth are also keen into, just to ensure we have a greater ummah.
Learning from women especially, it's always a pleasure, because I believe that women's economic empowerment is directly linked to global empowerment. So if we empower women, the world will definitely be an empowered place. So we basically spoke about how young women can rise to the ranks in wherever it is that they are, irrespective of whatever faith that you practice. So because you're a Muslim does not deter you from being the MD or the CEO or the owner of something. It even should fuel you, should be your guiding principle into becoming who you want to be, and especially focusing on impacting the world and leaving a legacy.
Shakirdin Bankole, Key Media.